Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are at St. Louis Lambert International Airport in St. Louis, Missouri. Check out this little mock-up of a TSA checkpoint for kids. They've got the plane and everything for your bags to go through. I thought that was pretty cool. I would say it's about a 6 or a 7 minute walk to walk through the airport. Then you go downstairs and the rentals are off property, so you hop on the shuttle and it takes you over to get your rental. The Nissan SUV we ended up getting was like brand new, under 1,000 miles and still smelled brand new. We dropped our stuff off at the hotel, we got on our cards gear and proceeded to head downtown. You see in the distance there the St. Louis Arch. You can almost see it from anywhere heading downtown. By the way, it's a 20-minute drive to get here from the airport. We're at the Ballpark Village, which is dining and entertainment, which is right outside of where the Cardinals play. State Farm Stadium is home to the St. Louis Cardinals. The stadium was opened in 2006 and has a maximum capacity of 63,400 people. Before we found our seats, we wanted to take a look around and see what this place had to offer. You can see here restaurants, shops, and just plenty of food options to go through. Walking through the tunnel area was kind of cool, and then you saw a whole different section of vendors and food. We found our seats, so we headed down to watch the game. We quickly made friends and some fans gave us their extra glove in case we caught a fly ball. Ballpark Village is pretty awesome lit up at night, and after the game, if you wanted to spend more time there and hang out at bars, you can. After we left the game, we took the scenic route like we always do to see more sights and scenes that the city has to offer at night. If we went straight back to the hotel, drive time from the ballpark to where we were staying was just a short, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're at St. Louis Zoological Park in Forest Park, St. Louis, Missouri. This zoo has a no-cost entry fee to the public. The zoo features indoor as well as outdoor exhibits. The property is quite large as it spans over 89 acres, and there are over 19,000 animals with 600 plus species. The jaguar you see here was very active as we saw him do several laps around. Can anybody tell me the name of this animal? Because actually I forgot. All the animals here in their habitats look very healthy and well fed. This zoo is accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. It is also recognized as a leading zoo in animal management, research, conservation, and education. I would say that we spent about 3 hours here, just under 3 hours, and we saw most of all of what they had to offer. We have been to many zoos across the United States, but I have to say that this is the most active I've ever seen sea lions live in a zoo. Now we're at the Ulysses S. Grant National Historic Site. Twice a year, historians show up to give you a lecture on American history here, and we were just fortunate enough to show up to hear one. The site is also known as Whitehaven, and it commemorates the life, military career, and presidency of Ulysses S. Grant. There are timed guided tours if you want to take a look inside the main house. Grant was an American military officer and politician who served as the 18th President of the United States from 1869 to 1877. Grant raised 4 children in this home: Ulysses Jr., Jesse, Frederick, and Nellie. Currently here, we're on the main floor of the home, but as you make your way down to the basement, you actually notice a difference of about 10 degrees cooler. It's a lot cooler underground. Also featured on this property is a smokehouse where they smoke their meat and a chicken house where they raise their chickens. Took a 3/4 mile walk around the property, and then after that there's a museum which shows some artifacts and things that pertain to Grant and his family. We spent about 2 hours here and it was well worth visiting. Now we're at the world famous St. Louis Arch that I mentioned to you in the beginning of the video. Underground and beneath this arch is a museum which displays the history of St. Louis. This museum is no cost entry to the public, and you will see 6 interactive galleries and you will experience untold stories of the founding of St. Louis. Inside you will see multiple perspectives of westward expansion and accessible artifacts and tactiles commemorating America's pioneering spirit. In this section you hear about conversations and controversies between Spanish explorers, indigenous people, and the American settlers in our country's movement west. In this section, it's the riverfront era, and you transport yourself to a time where steamboats ruled the Mississippi River and transformed St. Louis into a bustling port city. The interactive touchscreen displays as well as the mock-up of the arch is one of our favorite parts in this museum. After exploring the museum, we come up and make our way to standing right underneath the mighty arch. On the backside of the museum, you're going to see a river, and then there's horse and buggy rides as well as helicopter rides and food options. Now we're at the St. Louis Science Center. Check out this model of the Blue Angels jet. This is yet another no-cost entrance attraction to the public. The Science Center is located at 5050 Oakland Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. The center was founded in 1963, and it's a collection of buildings including a science museum and a planetarium. The first section we went to was retro electronics. Here is a dismantled version of the original Sega Genesis that still worked. This Science Center had multiple interactive displays on every single level. We saw them holding an educational class as we made our way down to where they had the animatronic dinosaurs. We visited the Science Center on a Saturday, and it had excellent reviews, and for good reason. There was so much to see. This exhibit on energy, electricity, and power was really cool. After the energy exhibit, we went on to the archaeology exhibit. This is a completely different building that shows you about the different types of earth and soil that you'll find in different parts of the United States. What you see here is us looking down from the second floor, and this looked like a giant Rube Goldberg experiment. We also went to an area that talked about hydraulics as well as machinery and weather and how the weather works. We purchased tickets for a 2:30 showing to the Antarctica Planetarium movie, and it was excellent to see. Alright, the next and last place we're going to check out today is the Missouri History Museum. This museum is operated by the Missouri Historical Society and was founded in 1866. And again, this was yet another no-cost entry to the public. St. Louis has the most no-cost entry to the public places that we've ever seen. The hall/exhibit that we're in right now shows some soccer players that had roots that dated back to Missouri. This exhibit mentioned many times that Pele was a king of soccer back in the day. We left this exhibit and went to another one that was like a giant whiteboard in which you could color in buildings from St. Louis that were really popular, and it was pretty cool. Originally built as a national monument to Thomas Jefferson, the Missouri History Museum looks at the history of St. Louis from 1764 to present day. The museum's signature collection includes both national artifacts as well as St. Louis, Missouri artifacts and materials such as local colonial and native artifacts. If you've made it to the end of this video, I would like to say thank you for following along with us on yet another journey. And as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.